please Juliet Cohen and Rebecca Box-Hull.
Good morning. My name is Julia Cohen. I'm the General Counsel for Upper Chattahoochee Riverkeeper, but I'm also here to voice the concerns of our sister Waterkeeper Alliance members from the Flint, Ogeechee, Sabine, Yadkin, Upper Watauga, Waccamaw, and Apalachicola Riverkeepers. Our organizations support the proposed mercury and air toxic standards for power plants, and we strongly encourage EPA to adopt these standards. Power plants have largely avoided emission limits on mercury and other air toxic emissions. Power plants, however, are the single largest source of toxic air pollution, and coal-fired power plants are the largest source of mercury pollution in the nation. Mercury and air toxics released into the air fall into water bodies near and far, contaminating water, fish, and plant species within. These pollutants do not break down when introduced. Instead, mercury circulates and eventually accumulates into living organisms, including fish and humans. Mercury is a potent neurotoxin, which can damage the nervous systems as it is consumed through the food chain. There is significant mercury contamination in the Chattahoochee River Basin, as well as throughout Georgia's other water bodies. State-issued advisories against the consumption of fish due to mercury contamination have been issued for fish in the large lakes in our basin. For example, in Lake Lanier, the state recommends restricting consumption of striped bass, spotted bass, largemouth bass, channel catfish, common carp to only 1 meal per week. Our rivers and streams also show mercury contamination, as almost 50% were found to have fish with sufficient contamination levels to warrant a state advisory. Our sister river keepers tell us that their water bodies in Georgia, North and South Carolina, and Florida also suffer from mercury pollution. In fact, all the rivers in North and South Carolina have fish consumption advisories. In Watauga Lake, which has no point source of pollution, and whose shoreline is primarily undeveloped national and state forest, the fish suffer from mercury contamination and are subject to fish consumption advisories. It is thought that the source of the mercury contamination in Watauga Lake is from airborne mercury. Likewise, EPA has estimated that 99% of the mercury in the Ogeechee River Basin is due to air pollution as well. The promulgation and implementation of the mercury and air toxic standard for power plants, however, can achieve reduction of mercury contamination in fish tissue quickly and go a long way to protect public health and prosperity in our region. Because power plants are the largest source of air toxics and the current standards do not address these pollutants, we need these strong standards. Without strict emission limits on mercury, particulate matter, and hydrogen chloride, power plants will continue to poison our air and water, reduce our enjoyment of these public resources, and harm prosperity in our region. So on behalf of Upper Chattahoochee Riverkeeper, Flint, Ogeechee, Sabine, Yadkin, Upper Watauga, Waccamaw, and Apalachicola Riverkeepers, we strongly encourage EPA to adopt these standards to help clean the air around our waterways and protect the public health of our communities from mercury and air toxic pollution. Thank you.